Well, folks, here we are. Got the old bass tracker, Maiden Voyage. Misty back here ready to lean on one. She got some crankbaits from a fella the other day at her work. She's gonna throw one. I'll show you that in just a minute, but we're not gonna be out here long. We'll go out here, try to catch a fish or two, put this thing through its paces. We only got 5 gallon of fuel, so we're not gonna be out here forever. Did put the trolling motor on here, got the Minn Kota Fortrex 80-pound thrust, 24-volt lithium. I forgot to paint the head of the trolling motor, but I guess you'll have that. I got 3 rods on the deck, 2 NRX and a Poison Adrena with an X-Sense. 3 rods probably worth more than this boat combined. It's all right. We're gonna go see what's happening. Let's do it. Got her out here on the water. A little change of scenery. Drove all the way to Grayson. Didn't have any power. Turns out the battery had bounced, arced the positive and negative, blew a fuse. So here we are at the Ohio River. Take a little trip down the old muddy, see if we can't catch one. Pick Misty up here. We only got 5 gallon fuel, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of running. Run down at Storms Creek, fish around there a minute. Bring her right on back to the house. Drop her back off to Joe. Pretty good. Motor seems to be running all right. Don't want to jinx it or anything. A lot of weight to the right hand side. That's because the fuel tank and both batteries on the right hand side. We're going to have to do something about that, but let's pick Misty up and go catch one. Not out of the woods yet, folks. Sitting 15 years in a creek. Sucked up some stuff in the carburetor. It's running fine, just don't have any power, so got the high idle jets are clogged up somewhere. Take this thing back home tomorrow, or take it back home tonight. Clean those carburetors tomorrow on this video here, and that should do it. I'm gonna drop it off to them, and after I clean the carbs, I'll come out here and test it again. But man, it was running great, and then it sucked something up in the carburetor, probably multiple carburetors. Here, it's running a little rough right now, but it's to be expected. Like I said, it ain't been ran in 15 plus years, so I didn't think I was going to get off as easy as not cleaning the carburetors, but it should be the last thing, man. The trolling motor works awesome. That cheap battery, freaking amazing, man. It's amazing that thing was less than 400 bucks for a 24 volt. Clean the carbs and get back at it. Give me 1 second. Between having 50-year-old motorcycle, lawnmowers, working on old boats, I feel like I should have a 55-gallon drum of carb cleaner. So it's one of those deals. Again, yesterday, took the boat out, ran great, and then it started sucking some stuff up in the carburetor. I could just tell it wasn't running like it should. So I'm going to try to pull the carb bowls off. And I thought this was going to be a fairly simplistic process, but dang if it doesn't look like it's going to be a chore. Check this out. If you look right there where those 2 levers are at, 3 actually, those are the carburetors right here. Definitely going to have to take the air box off, which is going to need cleaned anyway. Looks like 4 Phillips screws. Hopefully that whole thing will pop off of there. And then I would imagine I'm going to have to remove every carburetor. Man, that sucks. Took the air cleaner off. We got a metal bracket here, which is probably holding them all in a line back here, or, so they don't wiggle. Got a couple of linkages that I think will just pop right out of there. Take these bolts out. These bolts will actually let the carb totally off of there. Hopefully I don't have to take the whole carb off. I don't want to have to unhook all of the fuel lines. So I just need to get the bowls off. If I can get these 3 bowls off, I can check the low idle and high idle jets, because I know that's the problem. Get in here. These linkages kind of got me confused. how hopefully maybe I can just pull them all off at the same time, leave the linkages together, put them all back on there at the same time. That way we don't have to worry about that. This bracket right here is actually holding this oil tank on there, which is a kind of a bummer. One thing, I don't know if you guys can see us in the shot right now, but this oil cap is cracked. Just noticed that. I'll have to get a new one of those if they can still get it. So let's take, I guess we're gonna have to take the oil tank off first. I could probably crack these little bowl floats here, or the bowl drains, to see if there's fuel in them. That means that the float is not stuck. It was running great, guys, and it was sucking some stuff up in the carburetor, so I know it's the jets. So see if I can't get these things off here and get them cleaned up. Got that plate off, laid the oil tank over a little bit. Now, with any luck, without breaking anything, well, I got to get this. There's the choke right here. There's a linkage here. I got to get that off there, and then I should be able to lay these. I should be able to turn these just like this. There's 4 screws. I'll get these 4 screws out of here. You can tell that this stuff has just turned to varnish over the years. Again, fuel set in this boat 15 years probably without being ran, which is never a good thing, especially with today's fuel. If you are running a boat like this, and it's really, it's pretty easy to find in my area right now, you should get some non-ethanol fuel to put in the tanks of your boats, especially if you don't use them that often. Old motorcycles, anything carbureted, they call it wreck fuel around here, but it's just non-ethanol fuel. So I'm gonna take my time, clean. I'll pull one of these things apart and I'll show you the what I'm going to be cleaning, which is the low idle and main jet in here. If there's more than that, which I doubt there's going to be, I'm gonna clean these all up with some carb cleaner, put it all back together. Got you guys zoomed in here pretty close. Should show you what's up. I got the bowl off that carb. And again, if you don't know how a carburetor works, first off, this is a float, so it should be dumping fuel right now, but fuel pump's not on. I don't have it. I have the fuel line undid, so there's no pressure. But normally, when you lift this up, it allows fuel to come into the bowl, which is here. Now, when the bowl fills up with fuel, it lifts this thing up and stops fuel from coming into this bowl. So that's how it self-regulates. And you can actually see in here, there's some junk in here, but it's not as bad as you would expect for 15-year-old gas. They're actually super clean in here, but all it takes is one small little particle to get in here, which then goes through the carburetor, plug those things up. So in order to get these things cleaned, right here is a jet, and then underneath this, I don't know if this is a filter or if this, for some reason, lets fuel in. I'm not sure, but there's a small jet underneath there too. So what you need is you need a small screwdriver, something like this right here, and you need to get up in here and twist these things out. And again, they shouldn't be too hard to get out. You can hear that thing kind of click, which means it was kind of seated in there pretty good. But again, anything that really has, sorry, my head's in the way here, I don't want to drop this thing. Anything that has really a flat head screwdriver connection on it, or a place you can put a flathead in a carburetor like this, will normally allow you to get it out, which will be a jet similar to this right here. You should be able to see all the way through it. In this case, I can see through this one a little bit, but it is definitely clogged up. There's also some holes on both sides of this jet that needs to be cleaned out. So I'm going to clean this one out. I'm going to set this here, and then I'm going to get this other jet out here. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger screwdriver. Yep, I definitely don't want to strip that thing out. Grab a little wider flathead screwdriver here. Get this jet out. And again, you definitely do not want to strip the head of this thing out. This is a 1985 motor. Finding these jets may not be that hard, but they probably are going to be pretty tough to find. So I'm going to clean these things out. I'm going to clean these jets out, work my way down through the list here, cleaning out this carbs, and hopefully that fixes our problem here. So I'll show you once I get it all buttoned up. You know, it's rinse and repeat just like I did there. Clean the bowl just like this. Make sure it's all good. Make sure your seals are all good here. Do not pinch these seals. You'll have gas leaking everywhere. Terrible situation. Clean up the bowls, and again, in this case, the bowl looks really good. Clean up the jets. This main jet looks like it's totally clear. These other jets here, not so much. So I need to make sure that you get all these things clean, and that should take care of our problem. All right, you got the carbs cleaned. Clean the bowls. Clean the needle valves. All the jets. Gonna put the air cleaner back on. But how come you guys didn't tell me in the video that this spark plug wire was off the coil? Pretty disappointed in y'all. You saw that. Didn't tell me about it. Probably the whole problem. Probably just done all that for nothing. Low idle jets were pretty dirty. The high idle jets were clean as a pin. Bowls were excellent. I would say this right here was the culprit the whole time. You guys knew it. I saw you guys out there. Like, look, over there cracking up like a high school girl. It's like that dummy. He's cleaning all those carbs, and all it was that spark plug come off the coil, the spark plug wire. Oh well, carbs are clean. So, put this thing on some water, fire it up. Hopefully, we get some action. It was running fine yesterday. Again, it just stopped running fine. It ran all the way until I put it on the trailer. Everything was fine. It still ran. Just didn't have any power. Probably running on 2 cylinders because these 2 carbs were hitting this one here, or these 2 coils were hitting this one wasn't. I'm sure that's the problem. So let's get this thing on some water and fire it up. Made it back out to the mighty Ohio, cleaned the carbs, found out that one of the spark plug wires were off. Idling a lot better than it was yesterday. We're gonna run down Storms Creek, try to catch a fish. Gotta catch a fish before we get back to Joe. Hopefully I drop this thing off to him on his way back, on our way back home this evening, so let's take a ride. There he is. He doesn't have his boat back.
I knew you'd catch something stupid on that stupid worm. That ain't a real fish. You didn't catch a bass. You gotta catch a bass.
I know, you keep throwing rules out.
Oh!
Hung up.
I quit.
Why? Look how fat that little spotted bass is. Freaking juggler's chewing stuff.
Oh! I was fishing. Look, I'm fishing completely backwards with it. Look at that, how big.
Guys, that's gonna do it for the 10 rig Reno series. Probably having a hard time hearing me. Misty out here, missed a catfish. I think it was a catfish, I'm not sure, but look at that sunset, man. If you've never experienced the sunset on the water, you should definitely do so. Hope you guys have enjoyed this series of the 10 rig Reno. It's been fun, man. I've enjoyed the heck out of it.